Hi, everybody. In this episode, we're talking about Keeper, Frankenstein, Wicked for Good, and Sisu, Road to Revenge.
And in the second half, we talk all things Wicked and Wizard of Oz.
You're the only friend I've ever had.
And I've had so many friends, but only one that mattered. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
And welcome to another episode of the A-List Admission.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're new to this podcast, I'm Ricardo.
I'm Cheyenne.
And this is a podcast where we talk about any new releases the week prior, just so you know what to watch at the theater the week after. Typically for the cheap night on Tuesdays, but for anybody that has obligations and because movies are expensive and we don't want you to go watch the wrong movie.
Yeah, we actually got through 4 movies this past week. And one was actually through Netflix, but it was also theatrical release. And then the other ones were all in the theater.
Yeah, the Frankenstein movie was the one that we watched on Netflix, but I mean, like, a lot of people were also asking for it, and so yeah, we figured why not give an honest review, even though it was on Netflix. Like, I know the new Knives Out movie, eventually, when that comes out, is also going to be on Netflix, so we'll give our review for that one, too. But, yeah, do you want to go into our personal news, then?
Sure, go for it.
Cool. So, just to kind of bring it close to home, we had a game night. For us, it was yesterday. But, yeah, we invited, I want to say, 18 people, 20 people?
Sure.
15 showed up, 14 showed up, but it was great. We had a great time. We played board games. Me and Cheyenne both collect board games quite religiously. So our board game wall is kind of big.
And it's like not just board games. It's also card games, family games,
dice games.
Not just board games. So a wide variety of games. We have probably at least 200.
Yeah, easily. Well, when I think of board games, it includes card games and stuff anyway. It's just, to me, it's a one-word catch-all for all the games, because if you go break down every type of game, it's just going to take forever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a great time. Some people brought some amazing treats and snacks and stuff. But yeah, no, we had a great
It was
time.
really good to see so many people again, because we're not usually big partiers or socializers, I guess, to an extent. But it's the one thing we try to host a couple times a year at least, and it's just always really fun. And we honestly, it's not really so much about the games. We try to make it that, and then it just ends up just being a chatting night, essentially.
But yeah. So I guess we'll go into our movie news. Do you want to do the first one, or you want me to do it?
Sure.
Cool.
First one is that movies are starting to add "no AI was used" notes to their credits. So this is on Instagram from ChatGPT Tricks. They're going to be, essentially adding no AI to the credits. So is it Heretic or Heretic?
I think it's Heretic.
So I always say Heretic. I don't know. Anyway, that movie that came out with Hugh Grant, it was an A24 movie. At the end of the movie, they actually said in the credits that no generative AI was used in the making of this film. And it's a very small but big notion, especially with AI booming now with the fake actors and stuff that we talked about. Mm-hmm. There's a new sci-fi TV series that came out by Vince Gilligan called Pluribus that also ends with this show was made by humans. And The Bad Guys 2 that just came out not too long ago even added a legal note at the end banning its footage from being used to train AI as well, which I'm really glad that this is happening.
Yeah, I want this to be a normal thing now, where every movie has that legal note where it's oh, you can't use this for AI, or that no AI was added. Because even movies that like for example, the one that won Adrian Brody an Oscar last year, The Brutalist, used AI.
Yeah.
Right? And the more we get further into the use of AI and the deeper it gets into film and stuff, yeah, you know what? I'd rather know that this movie had no AI than used AI. And yeah, maybe it's not a big deal where we're putting a bunch of extras in there, but the problem is that those extras get paid. You're taking money away from people in the film industry just because you wanted to save $1.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm very much of the mind of let's just put no AI in, so that way it's one less thing we have to worry about.
100%. 100%.
Cool. So the next one is that Ryan Coogler confirms Black Panther 3, which, if you're a big Marvel fan, you knew this was coming eventually. After directing the hit film from Sinners, Ryan Coogler says he is ready to return to the MCU with Black Panther 3. So yeah, during a panel with Deadline's Films contender Los Angeles, he said that his next movie would be Black Panther 3, and this was brought to us by Post News Network. Yeah. So for me, this is no surprise. I knew this was coming eventually, especially the way that Black Panther 2 ended. But for me, more importantly, is whenever Black Panther 3 does come out, will really be the fun part to see how it will transition into the next phase of movies.
Yeah, I don't know if this will be fun about Chadwick Boseman not being in it, but
He wasn't in the last one either.
yeah, I know. So I'm curious what they're gonna do with it.
Well, taking it from where they left the last movie at, they could very well make T'Challa older now, because remember, he's a kid when at the end of Black Panther 2, and the sister, I can't remember her name now at all.
Not Suki.
Oh, Shiri. Siri? Shiri?
No.
Yes, it's something like that.
Something like
anyway,
that. But.
She's the Black Panther now, and so she will be the one that goes into Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret War. And so after that will be the real tell, like, oh, is Black Panther going to be the first movie coming out into the new phase of Marvel movies, or is it going to be down the line somewhere there? But regardless, I'm excited. I love Black Panther, and honestly, I really did like Black Panther 2. And so I am really, really excited to see where Ryan's going to go with it next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and our last bit of movie news is from Screen Thrill, of course, but it is for the Michael teaser, which we talked about last week. But we found out it's actually become the most viewed music biopic trailer ever. In 24 hours, it had 116.2 million views. That's crazy and very worthy of it.
Yeah, I mean, in my brain, the only two that I would have imagined have the most views would have been Bohemian Rhapsody and this, and so that I'm happy that those two are.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the second one is, but
yeah.
Obviously I had mentioned I'm very excited for this movie, so
with good reason. With good reason,
yes. So yeah, very, very excited for that.
Cool. All right, we'll get into our movies. All four movies that we did watch, like it says in the intro, is Keeper,
Frankenstein,
Wicked for Good,
and Sisu Road to Revenge.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been hesitating because, with Keeper and with Sisu, I've gotten the titles wrong. The intro took like 4 tries to say because I was fucking them up big time. Keeper I didn't fuck up in the intro, but for the longest time, every time I said Keeper, it was either The Keeper or Keepers. I kept adding letters or articles, and it was brutal. And then Sisu, I kept saying Sisu 2, which it is Sisu 2.
It is, but it's also, or Road for Revenge at one point, but mostly Sisu 2, which makes me laugh.
Because it is Sisu 2.
Yeah.
It's just not titled that way.
So first movie we saw was Keeper. The director, who has one of my favorite names, he's such a fun name, is Osgood Perkins. It is rated R, and it is 99 minutes long, so an hour 39 minutes. And the main cast include Tatiana Maslany, Rosef Sutherland, Burkett Turton, and Eden Weiss, or Eden Weiss, depending. And the spoiler-free synopsis is, a couple retreats to a secluded cabin in the woods for what's meant to be a romantic anniversary weekend. But when one partner abruptly leaves, the other is left alone, and begins to sense a sinister, otherworldly presence that slowly reveals the cabin's dark, haunting secrets. What did you think of Keeper?
I don't know.
It's not the worst one out of this foursome.
No, but it's also like, it's not great.
No, it's not. I didn't think it was horrible.
I'm going to start my rating early because my rating kind of sums up this review pretty quick for me. Mine's a 5.
Mine's also going to be a 5 because it's not great, but it's not awful. It's just mid.
It really is just a meh movie. Like
I said mid, but meh too.
But that's to me the
oh
same,
yeah,
right. Like for me, it's like the beginning was awfully slow, which I've read about before. But I was also told that this movie had a 3/4 like real fucking slow burn of a movie, which it wasn't. Like it did pick up, but like
I didn't find the pacing horrific. To be honest,
I thought it was super slow at the beginning. Like the beginning is super shocking because it tries to like throw a bunch of like graphic shit at you quick, and then it just really dies quick. And then as the movie goes on, it picks up, And then the ending I thought was interesting, but not like phenomenal.
It did have some weirdness to it.
But the weirdness to me was the most interesting part of it.
Yeah, but I wish it had some kind of merit. Like, nothing really ever freaks me out anymore with horror movies, but I don't know. I wanted something. Although I do like the fact that Kiefer Sutherland's brother is in this. I think that's cool that more family members are popping up.
For me, when I saw Tatiana Maslany, I was like, oh, yeah, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. I liked her in She-Hulk. I don't really know her from much else.
She's done a lot, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, I don't know. My point to this movie in particular is solely like, I didn't like it. I did not like it. It's very much like okay, this movie happened, but it's not a bad thing. Like I can't say this movie is a bad movie. I mean that seriously. It's just not my cup of tea. But it's also very Osgood Perkins coded.
Very much so. Like, we didn't like
Long Legs.
We didn't like the monkey.
The monkey being the worst of the two.
What about out of the three?
Still the best.
Yeah, I think Longlegs is the worst. But I want to rewatch it because, again, reviews are amazing for it. So
For me, I think the monkey was worse.
It was kind of stupid. They're all mid to me. Like, they're all kind of on like 4 or 5 rating. But this one I will give a 5 because it wasn't worse than a 5, but it wasn't better than a 5.
No, like it's just
missing.
It needed more to make it more interesting. I don't know. The slow burn to me probably ruined it a little, but it wasn't like a good resolve to the slow burn, I think. Like, if it was a better ending, the slow burn would have been worth it, and it just wasn't that at all.
You're having a rough time saying slow burn.
I know. Well,
the first time I thought you said slurp. I was like, whoa.
The more I say it, the worse it gets.
It's okay. No, it was funny.
But yeah, 5 out of 10.
I don't think it's definitely not the worst of the 4 that we're going to talk about.
Oh, well, that's obvious. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's your turn, yeah.
Cool. All right, so the second one that we watched was Frankenstein. Like we said, it did have a theatrical release before it came out on Netflix. But the director is Guillermo del Toro. The rating is R for grisly images, bloody violence. The runtime is 149 minutes or 2 hours and 29 minutes. And your main cast is Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz, Felix Kammerer, Lars Mikkelsen, David Bradley, Charles Dance. Spoiler-free synopsis is, in this gothic, emotionally rich adaptation of Mary Shelley's classic, a driven and flawed scientist defies nature by creating life, but his creation isn't what he expected. As the creature gains consciousness, it grapples with isolation, identity, and the consequence of existence. Their intertwined fates spiral into tragedy, exploring themes of creation, responsibility, and what it means to be human. So what did you think of Frankenstein?
Well, first off, another sibling thing. So we found out Lars Mikkelsen is Mads Mikkelsen's brother. I think it's just really cool that we're finding siblings in these movies. I was very disappointed. I had such high hopes for this movie. I was waiting forever for it to finally come out because I'm a huge fan of Pan's Labyrinth and Guillermo del Toro's movies overall. I'm a really big fan of. And this did not cut it for me. I was actually very disappointed.
There's good parts of this movie, but mostly kind of just slow. Like,
very slow.
I think for me, the problem is it's almost the problem that I have with Victorian novels where they go into so much detail, it gets boring. This movie does that. It goes into too much detail.
Some Victorian movies don't have that issue, though.
Books. I said books.
Oh, books. Okay.
Like, what I mean by Victorian books is like the purple blue drape is wafting to the left as it swings it. I'm like, I don't care about the curtain, dude. Like, this movie kind of does that where, like, truthfully, I don't really care about Frankenstein's love life or Dr. Frankenstein's love life. I don't care as much about his past life, like how his mom died. Right. I get that it influenced how he saw life and it gave him the inspiration to become the scientist to recreate life. But there's a lot of this movie where I find that there were details that didn't need to happen. But also being 2 hours and 30 minutes, yeah, you could have shaved off a half hour easily. And there's a lot of that in this book or in this movie, sorry, where like it has the feel of like a Pan's Labyrinth or other Guillermo del Toro's.
It has his vibe.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's something I didn't want to be removed. Like, it does a really good job at making you feel dark, gritty, scary, like that kind of vibe. To me, it's just too much detail. To me, it was one of those things where less was more, and it just couldn't deliver a scary or hauntingly realistic version of Frankenstein enough for me.
It's like how the plot thickens. I felt this thinned out as it went on.
Also true, though.
But the cast, like, they did a really good job. Like, they're all really good casting. I just was very disappointed. Because if I had to rate, well, I have to rate this, but like, I'm going to give it like a 4.
I'm on the same boat. Like, maybe, I was like in the 3.5, 4 range too. So like, like I was going to say this might suffer the too good of a casting, but it really doesn't. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I wanted to, I think this was one of those movies I was super excited for, because when you have Guillermo del Toro and Frankenstein in the same sentence, it looks like a surefire succession. Like,
Succession.
Like, it should have worked.
A success.
Whatever. It should have worked.
Yeah.
And it just failed.
Didn't. And there were such high hopes by so many people for this movie. We do have a couple friends that were asking us, hey, did you see it yet? Are you going to review it? We are. So if you're watching this, let me know now what you think of it, because
like, honestly, it's one of those movies where I think some people are going to really like it because of how much detail it goes into and how slow it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds to the end. But at the same time, it's just that. It's a very slow build to the result being, okay. Yeah. I guess that's the combination of both movies so far, between Keeper and Frankenstein.
What?
They both have a very slow burn.
For being exact opposite in running time.
I know. But both have a very mediocre ending, which doesn't make the slow burn worth it.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
Next is Wicked for Good. The director is John M. Chu. The rating is PG for action and violence, suggestive material, and thematic content. The runtime is 138 minutes, or 2 hours and 18 minutes. And the main cast includes Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, actually, I should say Ariana Grande Butera.
Yeah.
Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slater, Bowen Yang, Marissa Bode, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum. And the spoiler-free synopsis is, Elphaba, now widely branded as the Wicked Witch of the West, lives in exile in the forests of Oz and fights for the rights of the oppressed animals while trying to expose the wizard's true nature. Glinda, meanwhile, has become the public face of goodness in Emerald City under Madame Morrible's guidance, but is haunted by her broken friendship with Elphaba. As political tension grows and a mob rises, Glinda and Elphaba must confront each other one last time, with their deep bond holding the key to the fate of Oz. What did you think of Wicked for Good?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, honestly, pretty good. Do I think this was better than the first Wicked movie? No. I think the first Wicked movie, maybe it's because, I don't know. I think the storytelling in the first movie was so much better. But that's not to say that this movie is bad by any means. Like, I do really like this movie. I don't know. My rating isn't going to change. It's still a decent rating for sure.
This is the best of the 4 for me that we saw.
I also agree. 1,000%.
I was very excited for this movie. I do find that some of the people I've talked to about Wicked as a whole either are like, it just wasn't for me, or I'm absolutely obsessed.
I agree.
I am more on the obsessed side, but not obsessed. Like, I'm a big fan. So I was very excited knowing that they were going to make a second part, obviously, to finish off the musical / the book. But I really enjoyed it. For the most part, the pacing was okay. I did feel a couple parts felt a little slow, but it was nice, obviously, that all the cast came back, and it really ties up the story of the Wizard of Ozness to Wicked. And if you know anything about Gregory Maguire, the author, he has, like, I think at least six of these Wicked books. so they could easily make another one, and they had potentially talked about making another, like a spin-off.
Oh yeah, we
too.
talked about we found this like last night or this morning. I can't even remember now. But there is reports that they're going to do a new version of Wicked where it tells more about the land of Oz and stuff, but it isn't a direct sequel to Wicked, but that's still apparently rumored to be in the works. But anyway, yeah, my thing with this movie is I think it's because of how much I liked Wicked 1 that the hype for this one maybe was a little too high.
Yeah, but you also had to be hyped because it was tying up the story. It was finishing the story.
Yeah.
But you didn't, he definitely didn't seem as excited as
No.
when you left.
I was excited to go see the movie.
Yeah.
I just maybe wasn't as like gobsmacked into the second part. But that's not saying that this movie is a bad movie by any means. Like, this was a really good movie. Like, I mean, again, when you have Cynthia Erivo singing and Ariana Grande singing, it's...
And I love the fact that she has her actual last name attached,
100%.
which I'm really happy with. But she's married now, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I thought she was. Anyway.
Yeah.
What do you rate it then?
It's an 8 out of 10.
Oh, see, I was actually going to do 7.5.
No, to me, this is like an 8 out of 10.
Because I think I gave Wicked an 8.
I don't remember what I gave Wicked. We didn't rate Wicked. Wicked was last year.
Okay, so then, let me think about this, comparing the two. The hype was amazing for First Wicked. First Wicked, I would have given an 8.5. This one, I think I'm going to stick with 7.5. Because we were getting near the bare bone, like the bitter end of this year. I need to be tighter on these ratings.
Wicked 1, I would have given a 9.
Wow. Okay, so we're on the same track. Just
one point down. But like the reason why I think Wicked 1 succeeds is that the music to me is catchier. The music was everywhere. And then apart from that, it was just the story to me built to something. And like Defying Gravity, that moment of Defying Gravity was such a poignant end to it that it was like, oh, what an ending.
Yeah, I wish so. The tickets had sold out, but in Cineplex, some theaters were offering a double feature Wicked, where you'd watch the first one and then automatically go into the second one. It was a 5-hour, 10-minute film. But that I think I would have upped my rating on this because I would have seen the theatrical first one again and slid right into the second one. You know,
I'm not trying to make it seem like this movie sucked. It really didn't. It was an 8 out of 10.
No, the next one did.
Fair, but like it really is the best movie that came out in the last 2 weeks. I would argue.
Fair.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be up there with Now You See Me 2 and or Now You See Me 3. Sorry, and
Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah. You know they were gonna call it Now You 3 Me. Like, okay.
So I was still bitter about the fact they didn't make the sequel, Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
I have news for you.
What?
That I saw an interview with John M. Chu, which is really cool. He directed them. So
wow.
Yeah. So
go off.
So John M. Chu wanted to name the second movie Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Oh.
And I think it's Paramount that does these. No,
yeah.
Lionsgate. Sorry, Lionsgate.
Yeah, Lionsgate.
They said you can't add "don't" to a title. So don't add "don't"
Why?
to a title. They didn't want "don't" in a title. So they're like, okay, I guess we got to call it Now You See Me Too. And then he's upset because he wanted to name the third one Now You Three Me. And so that was the running gag on set, was now this one, even though the third one's called Now You See Me, Now You Don't, that they just kept calling it Now You Three Me on set the entire time.
That's amazing.
But yeah, like there was a story behind why they couldn't name it Now You See Me.
I thought it was like a legal phrase or something.
No, they didn't want it. Like Lionsgate just truly didn't want it.
And then they fucked themselves over because the up in arms people, like, why the hell did you not name it?
Of course.
like,
but then that's a lesson they learned, and now they won't miss the next time.
Now they won't. Don't do it.
But don't worry. Get ready for Now You For Me. Anyway, so the last movie we watched.
Or The Four Horsemen.
No. All of them have Now You See. Unless you do Now You See Me. There's also 7 people in The Horsemen right now.
I know. Well, yeah. Okay, anyway. Last and final.
The last movie we went to see in theater was Sisu Road to Revenge. The director is Halmari Helander.
Is it
It's-
Hal Murray?
It's all. I'm pretty sure this is all Finnish.
So Hal Murray or Joel Murray, yeah.
Jalmari, Helander, or do you say him or whatever? It's either Jalmari or Halmari. But the rating is R for strong, bloody violence, gore, and language. The runtime is 88 minutes, which translates to an hour and 28 minutes. The main cast is, and I apologize because if this is a Finnish name or if it's a foreign name for sure, but I might butcher this. Jorma Tomila or Yorma Tomila, Stephen Lang, and Richard Brake. All right, and the spoiler-free synopsis is, after World War II, a Tommy Corpy returns to the house where his family was brutally murdered. He painstakingly dismantles it, loads it onto a truck, and plans to rebuild it somewhere safe in their honor. But the Red Army commander who killed his family resurfaces, intent on finishing the job, triggering a brutal cross-country chase filled with over-the-top action and relentless violence. What did you think of Sisu Road to Revenge?
I'm so glad you asked. This is one of the worst movies for me this year. It made no sense. It was so boring. I am not a fan. There was barely any dialogue, which that doesn't necessarily bother me if the story is strong enough. Left with a lot of questions. I'm also a big fan of Stephen Lang from Avatar, mainly, and also Terra Nova.
Yeah,
if you're, I was gonna say like OG. If you ever watch Terra Nova on TV, I highly recommend that you do.
Great show.
It only ran for one season because each episode was like a couple million to make.
It was expensive.
Very expensive, and that for the ratings, it just didn't even out. But I treasure that show. It was a beautiful, amazing show, and I wish it came back. But that's where I first knew Stephen Lang. I was kind of banking on this movie being decent. Just a full disclaimer: we did not see Sisu prior to seeing this one. To be honest, to be honest, we ran out of time. Did not have a chance to watch the first one. But we did really quickly like, hey, do we need to watch the first one to understand the second one? And most of the reviews I had read said no. It'll just make you maybe appreciate the hero a little bit more. So Atami, I guess. I hated this movie. I really hated this movie.
Okay, so my review of this is not as bad as Cheyenne's. That being said, it's not good either. This movie to me is a bad version of John Wick. But there are parts of it that are. Okay, my thing with it is that there's a lot of unrealistic moments to this. Like, don't get me wrong. Same with John Wick. Like, when you look at any movie in the John Wick franchise, there are absolutely moments of unbelievability. But John Wick to me seems more realistic and more believable than some of the shit that happened in Sisu 2. One of the things I want to do is watch Sisu 1 to see if I give a shit about the main character a little bit more. But this movie is like, okay, this is not the worst movie I've ever seen. This is not the worst. To me, this is probably the worst, like definitely within the worst 10 movies we've seen this year, 100%. But it is not, to me, nearly as bad as Die My Love.
And we also did talk to a friend of ours about Die My Love, and they said they might be able to resonate with it better if they watch it because they have kids. So I'm like, okay. But this one, I don't resonate with anything in this fucking movie, and I don't like it.
I still don't think I'd like Die My Love.
No, Die My Love is worse.
The two movies we've rated worse than this, and I still absolutely hold this to it. Alto Nights was terrible. Terrible. And this was, Die My Love was worse than that.
I would watch Alto Nights again out of those three. But it is very long, and that also ruined it for me. If you guys remember Night of the Zoopocalypse, I would even watch that over this. And I rated that next to 0.
No, you rated it a 1?
Perfect. This is a 0.5.
Okay, this is not great. It's going to be a 1 for me, and I will be honest with you. I think there are some parts where it's cool.
I wish it was cool. It gave me vibes of a pirated Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah, that's the thank you. You gave me the ones that you compared it. To me, it's like if you mix a Mad Max and John Wick, and it just be not a good movie.
And like a home movie version.
But like, the thing is that try and complain that there's not a lot of dialogue. I actually don't mind a strong silent.
I already said that. If they can make the story strong enough to hold it up, I was bored as hell. So bored.
Honestly, I think because the main character was so unbelievably stacked, like to the point where he was surviving things that he really shouldn't have survived. It became I'm not worried about this character at all because he's able to survive literally anything.
It just was boring.
No, but I think that's what helps make that movie boring. Like with John Wick, we've seen John Wick get beaten down to the point where he's going to die. Right?
And this guy was definitely on that wavelength, but he just never really got to that point.
But like, how much shit did he have to deal with to get to that point? Like, it was insane. Like, I'm actively trying not to spoil shit, but like, it is kind of wild how much this guy goes through and still lives. And you're like, there's no way. Like, not even the best people. Like, it just was insane to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a 1, but it's
0.5 for me.
It is definitely not the worst movie we've seen all year. I'm just gonna flat out say that.
Well, again, it's probably won't be the worst movie I've seen all year either, but I am giving it one of the lowest ratings.
That's
for
fine.
sure.
But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like I'm saying,
no,
it's
and
just
again,
definitely not the worst movie.
We're gonna go over all the movies again, and we'll reassess and give you like our full final take on tops and bottoms of movies. But as of right now, I give it a 0.5.
Yep. Okay, so just a full recap. Keepers was a 5. What was the next one? It was.
I was just gonna say, out of the 4, go see Wicked.
Wicked was really good.
And then, if you want something at home that's more cozy, honestly, Frankenstein, but it's not the best. Don't go in with high expectations.
Wicked definitely superseded every single movie this week that we watched. But that to be said, next week we're watching Rental Family, and that came out this past week. We just, again, like Shane said, ran out of time.
There's a lot of movies in like last couple weeks and the couple coming weeks.
Yeah, we've been watching anything from like, I honestly have been like 3 movies every fucking week.
And we work full-time jobs, so we do have to work around our current schedule.
We don't get invited to premieres. We don't get invited to other stuff. So this is literally coming out like Thursdays, but sometimes Wednesdays, but Thursdays and Fridays, and then us reviewing it immediately after.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
But once we get invited to review premieres, then we can do this in advance, and we don't have to worry about this. Anyway, that brings us to our second half, where we are comparing Wicked to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
I'll start. So just kind of compare and contrast on different like subjects of the movies. So with story and perspective, with Wicked, it is told from Elphaba's point of view, and it's a reframing of Oz that flips the good versus evil narrative. It also explores the political, social, and personal forces that shaped Oz before Dorothy arrived. And it focuses heavily on friendship, identity, discrimination, and power.
Right. And in The Wizard of Oz, it's told from Dorothy's perspective, a fish out of water fantasy with a straightforward hero's journey. Themes center on home, courage, innocence, and imagination, and Oz is magical but simple. Morality is clear and unambiguous.
The next compare would be to character reinterpretation. So the Wicked Witch of the West / Elphaba. So in Wicked, it would be Elphaba. But it gives her a backstory, it gives her complexity, and it gives her some motivation. It turns a villain into a misunderstood activist. Whereas in The Wizard of Oz, it is just a classic cackling villain. There's no nuance. It's just a green menace, if you will. Glinda, or the Good Witch of the... Is it the Good Witch of the North?
I don't remember.
She has a full title in Wizard of Oz, but in Wicked, she's more layered. She's funny, she's insecure, she's ambitious, and she's also flawed. In Wizard of Oz, she's literally pure goodness. She is a fairy godmother type with, honestly, minimal complications.
And the wizard in Wicked is a political manipulator, corrupt leader, and central to the conflict. Where in Wizard of Oz, he's much more of a bumbling idiot than he is evil. A con man hiding behind a curtain. So the next section is more talking about the filmmaking style. So in Wicked, it's much more modern CGI spectacle, a rich world building, longer arc, emotional complexity, and much more serious in tone with comedic moments.
And in The Wizard of Oz, it was groundbreaking for its time because it had early versions of Technicolor. It had actually practical sets and big theatrical performances. And it's honestly a timeless, simple story done with some old school Hollywood charm.
Finally, we're going to talk about how they connect. Wicked acts like the origin story for several Wizard of Oz characters. Many events in Wicked recontextualize iconic Oz moments. The ruby slippers, the scarecrow, the tornado.
Plus, Wicked shows that everything Dorothy sees has a hidden history behind it. So if you want some emotion, character depth, and political drama, we recommend Wicked.
Yeah, and if you want something that's more nostalgic, has charm, and is a more classic fairy tale type of story, The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, and it's also very old now. It's like from the 30s, I think.
There's a part of me that wonders if they're ever actually going to do a true remake of that movie.
They've done multiple.
Have they actually?
They did one with the Muppets.
No, I mean like back to original. You know what I mean? Like I know they also did the one you showed me with Michael Jackson. What's that one called? I can't remember.
Oh, The Wiz.
Yeah, like there has been versions of it that have been like alterations or like alternative versions of it, but I'm wondering if they'll ever do a back to Dorothy, back to like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, fun fact, this isn't, we do have a Did We Know coming up for it, but
Sorry.
Shirley Temple was originally they were poaching for her to do Dorothy instead of Judy Garland.
I think you told me this, but yes,
Yeah.
I do remember this. But like, no, but I'm saying like, especially with Wicked having so much popularity behind it now, would it make sense to do a Wizard of Oz? Like, back to like completely remake, like replacing Judy Garland as someone now as Dorothy.
I think a remake would be very interesting. I wonder if they'll do one for like the 100th anniversary, which I think that's in like less than 20 years, I think.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like now would be a decent time to redo it, obviously without all the fucking stuff that happened, but like I think it'd be a great thing to do. I
think they could. I mean, I believe it came out in 1938 or 1939. I know the war started in 39. Yeah. So part of me thinks it came out in 38.
I'll put it on the screen anyway for the actual date when it comes out.
But they could do one in that 100th anniversary, or they could just do it in 3 years' time for the 90th anniversary.
Maybe.
Or
I don't know.
3 years.
A part of me kind of wants them to do it, but then a part of me goes, people are going to be so upset that they fucked around with the original. So I don't know.
It's a huge following though.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll finally get into our Did We Know, all Wizard of Oz style.
Yeah.
Did you want to do the first one or you want me to do the first one?
You can do the first one.
Cool. So the first one is Judy Garland's ruby slippers weren't originally ruby. In the book, they're silver, but MGM changed them to rubies specifically to show off the new Technicolor process. Did we know?
Yes and no.
I didn't. So I knew this, but this was like a amalgamation of like 6 different facts that people told me.
Well, I knew that they weren't originally ruby. Yeah. I knew that they were silver. In the book, they're silver too. So MGM, I knew they changed it to ruby to show off the red, but I didn't register that it was for Technicolor, which makes sense now. But
see, for me, so I knew all that but Technicolor was the only reason why I figured they changed it, because the movie makes a big deal about now in Technicolor. Like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew this fact.
Oh, okay. Well, the second fact is that the snow in the poppy field scene of The Wizard of Oz was asbestos. The filmmakers used pure chrysotile asbestos, which is basically toxic fireproof insulation, and sprinkled it over the cast like snowfall, completely unaware of the health risks.
It's okay.
Completely unaware of the health risks. Did we know?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what the next Did We Know is, but the amount of shit that's happened in this movie is fucking insane.
Yeah, the amount of movie bloopers as well. At one time it did have the most movie bloopers of any movie ever. I don't know if that's changed.
But also like all the shit that's happened behind the scenes and all the like bad shit that's happened behind the scenes. Just quickly reading the top. Yeah, okay. The next one is the Wicked Witch's makeup was dangerously toxic. Margaret Hamilton's copper-based green makeup was poisonous and left chemical burns. She lived on a liquid diet between scenes. Did we know?
Yes.
I also didn't know this one.
Crazy though, that it was toxic. Like, my gosh. Like,
the amount of safety shit that they decided to just fucking avoid isn't, to me.
yeah.
Mind you, it's a different time. I understand that, and like we didn't know about asbestos, but man, it's
Or
just
evidently
brutal.
toxic makeup.
Brutal.
Next is that Toto, the dog, was paid more than some actors. The dog who played Toto made $125 a week, while many human actors playing the Munchkins were making $50. Did we know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Again, more brutal shit that happened from this movie.
Yeah.
And the last one is, there were actually 5 different directors. The movie had such a chaotic production that they had to cycle through 5 directors before Victor Fleming finished it. Did we know?
No.
I didn't know it was 5.
You
I
did?
think I didn't know it was 5.
Oh.
I think I thought it was only 2. I think I've heard that there was 2 for sure, but like 5 is insane.
Yeah.
But it doesn't surprise me based on
how chaotic this entire thing
that's
was.
what I mean.
Literally.
And this is only like the tip of the iceberg when we think of like crazy movie shit that's happened with this movie. So like I really implore everyone to like really do a deep dive, because there are so much shit for Wizard of Oz, which is also, I guess, reinforcement. Like, should they remake it just to do it properly?
Oh yeah, I mean the Technicolor was really cool. How they did the sepia tone at the beginning, and then it transfers into this color. And it's a musical, right? It was MGM in probably, well, in their mid prime of making musicals, and I love MGM's musicals. If you have ever, I've gotten Ricky to watch That's Entertainment, which is like a compilation of all the old Hollywood musicals and movies. I highly recommend to watch it if you haven't seen it. But it's classic. It is literally a timeless classic. And Judy Garland was also in her prime there. Rest in peace. But yeah, I don't know. It always gives me a little soft spot because it was just such a classic. But yeah, kind of crazy, all the random crap that went on in the background.
Do you think if they did like a shot-for-shot remake, like fully not changing a damn thing, just, well, I mean, change it so it's like modern, I guess.
Or healthy.
Healthy looking. You know what I mean? Like clean up all the bad shit, but like truly start the movie in black, white / sepia toned, going into color when she goes to the. Don't change any of the music. Don't change any. Like, keep it.
What's the question?
Do you think it would make sense to do a remake now?
I don't see why not. Just don't flood it with CGI.
Oh, I think they're gonna have to put some CGI in.
Some,
there.
sure, but like, yeah, like I think
how they did Wicked CGI is perfect for them to do a remake for this movie.
Yeah, and like I liked the Munchkins in Wicked because they were all different heights.
Yep.
Like they were very, that's the other thing too. It was way obviously less politically correct and culturally correct back from Wizard of Oz. Obviously the newer one, Cynthia Erivo's black, which is amazing.
Yep.
Having like the Munchkins again, they were all different shapes, sizes, heights, you name it. They just lived in Munchkin land, so they were called Munchkins, right?
Part of me said if they do a remake for it, I want Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Jeff Goldblum.
No. I don't want any people from Wicked in it. I want to try to get its own thing going. Like I would be so curious to see like who could chop off like Dorothy. You would need someone with that like bravado of what Judy Garland could do, like to keep it that old school vibe while being modern.
I want somebody that isn't famous to do Dorothy.
It depends. I also, if you're gonna keep it true, I don't know racially what any of the characters are in the book, in the original book.
For me, it's like I would want someone that is off Broadway, that is more theatrical. Mm-hmm. But someone that's not as well known, because you
could honestly get someone who's played Annie.
Sure, I guess.
But then I would be like, meh. Like
anyway, that's just my thought process. I'm like in my head, I'm like, I think it'd be a good time to do it now, especially with the height of Wicked. I think you don't lose out on that, and like especially now is a good time to cash in on. Oh yeah, why not do a remake now? Yeah. Anyway, that's just me. But thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to follow us on any social media, Cheyenne knows this better than I do. I always fuck it up, but
I can do it.
Go for it.
We have Instagram, Twitter /X, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Letterboxd, Instagram, I said. Facebook. We also have TikTok.
Threads.
Threads. There you go. See? I think that's all of them. Anywhere you get your podcast, we have it. We also have Spotify audio and video footage, as well as on YouTube. We have audio and video footage. Letterboxd, it is fully updated. We always try to update it with all of our ratings on there. It's out of 1 to 5 instead of 1 to 10 like we do here.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube has shorts, reels, and videos.
Yeah.
That you can watch, like the short form content. We do popper flops. So as soon as we see a movie, we give you our Insta review of what we thought in the moment. If it was a pop, it's good. If it's a flop, obviously it's a flop. Needless to say, I thought Sisu was a flop, but that's pretty much all the things, I think.
Yep. And then remember, this is just our opinion, so if you want to let us know what your opinion is for any of these movies, like if you loved Frankenstein or if you liked Sisu, let us know. I want to hear it.
If you agree with me, let me know.
Let me know what you think about Wicked, for example. I all of it I want to hear, right? Let me know what you think. Should they remake The Wizard of Oz? Should they not remake Wizard of Oz? I want to know. So let us know in the comments. Rate us 5 stars or whatever you think we deserve. Comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell.
Like.
The whole thing.
Word of mouth is great. Share with your friends, family, all your peoples.
Yeah. And remember, until next time.
We'll see you at the movies.
See you there.
Bye.
Bye.